I might add. Next thing you know, we see Randy Orton coming up on Chris Benoit. He hits the RKO and he becomes the new world champion. And this officially ends Chris Benoit reign at 154 days. He hit Randy Orton hit Chris with the RKO. Chris Benoit's hit with the RKO. And another thing too, Randy Orton won his clean. He won his clean as a heel, no help from Evolution, on his own, and Chris Benoit reign is over at 154 days. Now, he would get the rematch clause, and also Randy Orton, youngest world champion in history, to this day still youngest world champ of any world championship. And I broke that down how he broke Brock Lesnar's record, who was 25. Now we would get a rematch for a world title, and this will be the next night on Raw. Chris Benoit will invoke his rematch clause. He will get a rematch at the World Heavyweight Championship against new champion Chris Benoit. Randy Orton, brand new world champion, youngest world champion. Chris Benoit would get a rematch for the world title. Now this time it was interference from Evolution on Raw, and Randy retained his title, and Chris Benoit lost. Now after this, Chris Benoit he tried to get the world title again in elimination chambers, triple threats, and all that stuff on Raw. He was in the world title picture for several more months. The last time I saw him compete for the world title was at Elimination Chamber 2005, and that was that New Year's Revolution where the title was vacant due to the whole controversy when Triple H won the title from Morton, and it was a triple threat on Raw against Benoit and Edge tapped out Benoit, and or whoever. I think Edge was pinned. Tapped out by Benoit. Benoit was pinned. They vacated the title. They need a new title at New Year's Revolution 2005. And Chris Benoit was in that Elimination Chamber match, but he did not regain the world title. In fact, Triple H won the world title again, and that would be his last time holding the World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, he had the story with Batista, the Royal Rumble winner of 2005. So Chris Benoit, long story short, would never get close to the world title again after that. He would never become world champion ever again. And I think he eventually went back to Friday Night SmackDown at this point, or was it Thursday night still? He went back to SmackDown. So I know earlier I showed that he was on Moon and Raw. He will go back to SmackDown, and I think he was in the mid-card scene. But this was the very end of Chris Benoit's reign at 154 days. So, Mike Top, salute to you. So I remember Orton winning that Battle Royal to become number one contender. Yeah, that was a shocking win. No one thought that at that time Randy Orton would win the Battle Royal because, he was still up and coming Randy Orton. The only thing he had done at that point was win the Intercontinental Championship from RVD at Armageddon 2003. But this was the end of Chris Benoit's run. So the question I have, you guys saw Chris Benoit's road to becoming world champion. We saw his own road to WrestleMania. We saw everything he went through. Now at this point, we have went through the Royal Rumble. We went through that. We went through how he switched brands. Then we go here to the WrestleMania triple threat match, right? Then we go to Chris Benoit winning the world title at WrestleMania 20, tapping out Triple H. That's how he won. Then we go to Chris Benoit having his first title defense again facing Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And then he had the rest of his run as World Heavyweight Champion. And then it ends by losing to Randy Orton at SummerSlam. So this was pretty much Chris Benoit's road. Chris Benoit rode as champion. So that was crazy. Now the question I have, he had his run as champ. We know that he had for 154 days. We saw when he defended the title at pay-per-views, and of course some Raws as well. We saw all of that. We saw what Chris Benoit did. But the question I have is, and I'm going to leave this to you guys now in the live chat. The question is with Chris Benoit, And the $1 million question, despite all his accomplishments, despite everything he's done, despite all of that, the question is, at this point, and it's a real simple question. Should Chris wins be recognized? Should his Royal Rumble win be recognized at Royal Rumble 2004 and his world title win at WrestleMania 20? Should they recognize his wins? That's the question. You guys in chat think, despite the tragedy and everything that went down, which, like I said, I don't condone that. I'm not saying that it's okay what he did. I understand he was under substance abuse and all that. He had plenty of stuff. I understand that too. I understand he was under influence and stuff he was taking, but it's not right what he did. But despite that, he was a very well accomplished technician in the ring, and he has accomplishments to his name, such as winning the Royal Rumble at #1 and winning WrestleMania and winning the World Heavyweight Championship. And he defeated 2 Hall of Famers in the names of Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Should these wins be recognized? So I leave that up for you guys. You guys think if that's the case here or not. Now, what I will do here in a second. Now, there is an interview. There's an interview of Chris Benoit. He actually talks about winning the world title. He talks about, I think this was on Off the Record, 90s, early 2000s sports show. So he talks about if him winning the title and everything isn't recognized or not. But let's see. It's only a couple minutes. We'll see that to the second. See what we should do. Mike Toff said, I think they should. I think they have to recognize the wins. He already would have been Hall of Fame if he didn't do what he did. You know what, Mike? I got one answer for that. I got one word for that. One word answer. And I gotta go with this, with what you said. I'm gonna answer that right now. Yeet. You got a very good point. He did. He will be in Hall of Fame right at this moment had he not did what he did. And I think they should be recognized. Contrary to popular belief, I think they should be recognized. It shouldn't be a blank, shouldn't be erased. Because it hurts Randy Orton too. Remember, they don't even talk about Randy Orton's first title win because he beat Benoit for it. Now it doesn't get recognized. So we got to keep that in mind too. It hurts him too. Hurts Randy Orton. It stinks, but that's the way it's going down. That's the way it's been down. So let's look more into that. But Chris Benoit did do an interview. He did an interview for that. And he talks about his run as champion. So let's see. It's a few minutes on Off the Record. Let's see what he has to say. The late Chris Benoit, I should say.
You've been working at this since you were 18 years of age? Yep. And all of a sudden now, you're holding the belt after winning. Tell me what you're feeling.
I mean, this is, I'd said before that match that, this is going to be the defining moment of 18 years of work. And it truly was. It's like after that happened, it's like everything, like I could see the people clapping, like it was something surreal. It was beyond anything that I've ever experienced. And I could see, like, I had thoughts of being down in the dungeon, training with Stu, my first match in Calgary, going over to Japan, going over, like my whole career flashed before me.
Now, do you feel like your company has made a push to giving the belt and giving pushes to guys who are smaller, right? And was that like the key sort of change in philosophy for you? Because you've always been known as a guy who was probably the greatest wrestler on the planet, but too small to be champion.
I never looked at it like that way. A lot of people have over and over again. To me, I've always been told too. It's like, well, you you don't politic enough. I'm very quiet. I'm somewhat of an invert, so I'm not very outgoing. It's like, but I am me. I am who I am. I'm not going to change for.
Did you think this would happen? Because as you say, you're not a guy who's going to grab the microphone and entertain the way The Rock entertains, or even a guy like Chris Jericho. You have a company that Vince McMahon has always said he loves big, huge, massive guys. Those are the guys that he wants to be the champ. So you're either big or you're really great with the microphone. Did you ever think this is never going to happen?
No, I didn't know. Because look at Shawn Michaels. Look at Brett. I mean, you look at some of the champions, and they weren't big, monstrous guys. So that was proven wrong long ago. But
were you worried about the company having cold feet? Because this was in the works for a while, right? Heyman was pushing you as far back as last fall. Did you ever think, you know what, maybe they're going to take it away from me? Because your company has done that before, right?
Yeah, that's like initially when it was brought up, and that I thought, well, if it happens, it's cool. If it don't, it's cool, because I'm doing what I love to do. This is my passion. I consider myself an artist, like a sculptor, a painter, a rock and roll singer. What I do is art, and it's my passion. And it's like, no matter where I am, I'm going to be happy because I'm doing what I love to do. This is a great honor to
and
be able
when
to
he says
myself.
This, you're pointing to the belt.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
But whether you had the belt or not, you're first and foremost a wrestler, right?
First and foremost a wrestler, and first and foremost to go out there and wrestle and entertain the fans.
All right, that's Chris Benoit. He was on Off the Record. He talks about his run as World Heavyweight Champion. Talks about how Heyman was pushing. If you guys knew that, Paul Heyman, who was on SmackDown, he was actually an advocate for pushing Chris Benoit to becoming World Heavyweight Champion. Go figure. Go figure. But yeah, Chris Benoit winning the world title is something a lot of people are saying it deserves to be erased. See, you guys got to stay in the locker room. Timmy Lee, salute to you. You said some of Randy Orton, Kurt Angle, and Booker T top career highlights involve Chris Benoit. You're right. I remember that, Timmy Lee. You're absolutely right. Of course, Randy Orton, who he lost the title to. Kurt Angle, they had their feuds on SmackDown going back and forth. They were even tag team champions. And Booker T, they had their feud over the United States Championship a couple years after he won the world title. You're right about that, though. Mike Toff said almost forget. Yeah, he has a great match with Booker, but the question remains. I mean, with Chris Benoit, like I said, I know a lot of people don't want to talk about this subject. It's very touchy. Should his wins be recognized? And he's done a lot in his career, and he's not. And unfortunately, because of what he did, he will never be entered to the WWE Hall of Fame ever. Not then, not now, and not later on. He will never be recognized by the WWE as a Hall of Famer. His name is not even allowed to be mentioned on TV of any kind. Not on Raw, not on SmackDown, not on PLEs, not in interviews, WWE interviews, nowhere. But yeah, this is the whole story of Chris Benoit, of him winning the world title. Yeah, great career. And we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of Chris Benoit's World Championship reign. Can't believe it's been 20 years since he won the Royal Rumble and also winning at WrestleMania 20, the main event in a triple threat match against Shawn Michaels and Triple H to win the world title. Man, time flies. But yeah, that's all I have regarding 20-year anniversary of Chris Benoit's World Championship reign. You guys let me know what you think in the live chat here of Chris Benoit. 20th anniversary happened in 2004. We are here 20 years later. You guys let me know also in the comment section below. Definitely something different. Booker T and Chris Benoit's best of 7 matches for the WCW TV title. Put them both on the map in WCW. Yep. And I also remember No Way Out 2006. They had a last at a series for the United States title, and Chris Benoit won that and became the new United States champion. No Way Out 06. I remember that too. But yes, they definitely had a best 7 match for the WCW title. They definitely did their thing. You're right about that, Timmy Lee. Definitely right about that. But you guys let me know what you think of the content. 2 videos of Pablo for Toxic Ring Scandal, 2 videos of wrestling content. Please click the links below. You guys already know what it is, guys. It is, until next time, it is definitely going to be O-U and O-U-N-T. Appreciate you guys once again. Let's see what you guys got to say. Mike Toff, thank you. I greatly appreciate that. I try my best. But thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. And we are going to move on out.
Me and Chris Benoit basically all started together, pretty much. You started a little bit earlier.
WWF, yeah, for sure, yeah.
But they pushed me to the moon and they held you guys back. And we all started at the same time. We were wrestling each other. We were getting each other over, putting each other over. And I thought we were all going to kind of come up together. And it was like, you guys stayed behind. And it was like, what's going on?
Well, I mean, we definitely had to work harder because you already said it, Kurt. You already know the answer is that you were a WWE guy.